Hi guys, this is Massa from the Great White North. So today we gonna crack some box of Uprising. I got a case and I started opening them already, but I kept 2 boxes to open with you. And I also wanted to talk about the state of Flesh and Blood. I wanted to talk about what I think about this set and how unlucky I've been. I got 1 legendary so far and 1 cold foil of a majestic, but no marble. They they elude me. Nonetheless, after Everfest, I saw the set. I was very disappointed by Everfest, and from a shop point of view, or how can I say? From the point of view of somebody who works with shops, this whole unlimited and limited edition, it was really such a nightmare because shops had to buy the same amount almost of limited and unlimited. Actually, usually they had to buy 2 times more unlimited than limited, but nobody wanted them. So, not something really good for the business, so it was worth nothing. And it was so stressed, you had to hunt for the limited edition, and it was really hard to get. I'm gonna go fast on the command. I mean, there have been tons of opening video online, so I think you don't need to look at all that. So I'm gonna keep talking and putting my rares, and I say, ooh, a shiny card. Let's check at the end, because that's where they put the cold foil and nothing. So yeah, I think this is an excellent move, both as a shop and as a customer, because now I can crack packs without pressure. I mean, yes, the cards are worth less, but is that such a bad thing? I mean, it means I can get the cards I want for less money. So I think this was an excellent move. Oh, an alternative art. And there is a lot of cool Easter egg, which I really like. So really kudos to that. I would even go further. I would put all the legendary cold foil. I think this is kind of... I do understand, it have to be a bit more precious and feel better, but the cold foil is what really made Flesh and Blood special at the beginning in terms of collectiveness. So, I would go full throttle and just go, put only cold foil, but that's not a big deal. So anyway, I think I really love that they got rid of the unlimited. I really love the fact that it's easy to get boxes, and I also really love those marble cards, because there is so many good cards that you can get that it's always cool to open some boxes. That's a good point. Then let's talk about the bad point. Well, first, I think I mean, it's not new. The issue that was in Everfest, or that was even before, gonna remain here. In a system, I want this one in reverse. There is this one in reverse. This would be really cool. So I will sleeve this card. In a game based on a hero with class-dependent cards, each time there's gonna be new class or new hero, there will be a new metagame, which is cool, but typically all the other heroes will have... they don't care so much. And, it's kind of what I call the Vanguard. That's why I stopped playing Vanguard pretty early on. Vanguard card fight. Because each time there was a new class, I forgot how they are called, the other one was either obsolete or the new one was garbage. So let's say, I like playing brutes, and I don't care about this set. So it's I don't know. I think it's limited in this direction. And what they want to do is, there is a new ninja, there's a new illusionist, so that it still remain kind of in the same theme, but there are not that many cards that overlap. When you look at the decks, and what happened is just you have this box, you collect Uprising, and you can make some decks with some card of the other. But if you want to play Guardian or whatever, you don't care about those decks. And because it's still, so this is something we're gonna have to see. Oh, this is a nice foil. We're gonna have to see in the long term how it goes. The issue is typically when a card game works like that, the new cards need to be better, and you have kind of a power creep. So that was kind of, I think that's always gonna be a limitation of Flesh and Blood. The second limitation, even though the set is cool and I like the dragons, there is a limitation in the design space. So Flesh and Blood is a game where you attack and block. All right, let's check out. Spreading Flame. This is a very good card. So it's a game where you attack and you block, and which means typically every card gonna be, well, this is not a good example. Most of the cards gonna have an attack value and a block value and a cost, and then there is extra text. But those four numbers, the cost, the pitch value, the cost, the attack and the block, and that's the four knobs that you can turn. And then you can, all the other cards or the arcane damage. This is an additional direction in the development space. But there is a certain limit, and you start to see it really. The dragons was a new dimension space, trying to create some permanence. But everything else, the card looks a lot the same, and I'm worried, in 3, 4, 5 set, it's gonna be what? Like, oh, that's a blue, that, okay, that costs 0, gain 1 life. I mean, yes, that's not like this, a Sigil of Solace, but it's kind of the same. It's getting boring, and it's getting very similar. So then we enter what I call the Yu-Gi-Oh world, where, for example, 5 cards, they all resolve around the Phoenix Flame card. So then we have a whole set of cards that work together. And yeah, it's just all the cards gonna look a bit similar. There was a cool video by, I forgot the name of the YouTuber, but they did some, let's check if we get, no, see, I never get anything good. Some AI generated cards for Magic the Gathering. And actually, it was pretty difficult to do AI-generated cards for Magic, because there is so many things that can happen. There is many card type, there is a resource system, there is, lands. But here you could ask an AI, and it will make a lot of the cards, pitch 2, attack for 6, block for 2. Or, okay, let's add an effect. If it's the third card in your chain, it have go again, or things like that, It's just, it kind of feels the same, and it's hard to feel fresh. What feels fresh in this set is a dragon, but the game is still early, and I'm just worried about, nice Majestic, about the, how much space there is to create something new. I don't know this character. Non-attack action card, lose and can't get go again. Non-attack. That's pretty cool. But that's, yeah. I mean, it's better to use what's the card? I forgot the name, but the ice card, but it's very cold. Hypothermia. But anyway, yeah. So that was, something, one of my low point. Is I think, now it's developing into something very well crafted. There are new decks, there are new cards, but they all are kind of the same. It's fine. It's not something I'm used to, and it doesn't feel fresh. So, I don't know if I want to play 10 years of a game that always feels the same. And there is one more. Man, we need to hit something good though, because I never get any marble. Seriously, I don't even know how they look. I know they should be in the end, but yeah, one thing that bothers me also is, but this is also kind of related to the previous limitation that I talked about. If you have a design space that is fairly limited, you're bound to have some kind of power creep. If everything is just you pay something and you attack, and sometimes you can go again, so you can go large, you can go tall. Well, to make it relevant, it have to be more and more and attack more and more. And I feel Phoenix Swarm. I think that's a trap card, but still a good card. So the problem is like this kind of power creep here is that it's pushing aggressive deck to be more and more aggressive. So like we had Briar very aggressive. There is a band and stuff like that. I mean, I feel at the beginning it was pretty well balanced with Welcome to Wrath, Arcane Rising. But then it moved, Chain was very aggressive, and now we have Fire that is even more aggressive. Viscera moved to something more aggressive, and it's all about like punching you in the face as fast as possible. And it's really, it's if you have this type of, if you push in this direction, which is kind of the only thing they can do, push in the damage direction, well, the issue is that it's going to just become more and more aggressive, or you need to really have something significant that's going to stop this. So I was excited about Oldheim because, that was something that was supposed to be defensive. Turn out either it's too slow and you can't finish within the time allocated, or the good Goldheim deck now, they are just aggressive, bashing in your face. So it's, even like the Bravo deck, except people like Caleb can actually play it correctly. It's better to be aggressive. I mean, look at Bravo the show star. Like, this was all about bashing people. So, I think I would be happy. I mean, I think this is great. Those cards, this is fresh, but I think really it's really pushing toward more and more attacking, and you see like big combos and stuff, and there is no defense. There is no advantage to play a defensive deck, and they don't really exist. Or they take forever. So this is, I think, at the stage of Welcome to Wrath, we had really mid-range and defense and attack, and it was really cool. But I think now it just become more and more, all the deck need to be aggressive. If you are not aggressive, well, you're gonna leak damage, and it's kind of funny. You're gonna leak damage and you're gonna lose. And yeah, that's kind of sad. And that's why, because I don't like aggressive decks so much, I'm a bit disappointed in that. I think Kano was a wonderful design. Something, it's aggressive in a certain way, but it was a different view. Prism was something interesting, but ended up being so annoying when you play against. And I forgot her name. Dromai is a good design, it's interesting. But because all the other decks are so aggressive, I don't really see a space for her. And she's not doing that much anyway. Alright, well, it's gonna probably be, I don't know, people are saying, oh yeah, I get like 1 marble per box. I'm at 4 boxes and no marble, so I don't know. But I'm good at hitting Majestic. Oh, that's a foil? You see, like, this could be a cool foil. Like, what does it change? It just makes me happy. Like, it's okay if the cost of cards, I mean, I never sell cards. I don't care too much about the cost value. I care about feeling happy when I open packs. And having shiny things. And I think that's the most important. If you guys are developing your own game, think about how happy people need to feel when they open box. And I'm not talking opening 20 box. The average guy will open max 6 box. 6 box should be really the max that a normal guy would have to open. Like, I'm not saying it's what you need to open to get all the cards, but just like after it's getting boring, you know. Nope, still nothing. So yeah, so that was my rant. But I'm excited. There is I'm in Switzerland now. There is a good Flesh and Blood community. There are quite a lot of tournaments. It's a bit difficult because they start late, and then I have to go home very late. So I didn't have much opportunity. I hope there will be more online events. I thought they were great. But no, yeah, overall I really like this set. I have nothing to talk about like good pool because I'm having no good pool at all. It's really Isenhole, Venservein. Yeah, I mean, I'm always getting a lot of Majestic. That Combustion Point, target Draconic or Ninja, action card gains +1 attack. You may banish a non-equivalent defending card with defense less than the number of Draconic. Ah. An attack reaction. That's kind of cool. I don't see this card much played, but another foil Majestic. We have 2 foil Majestic. I'm not gonna complain, but it's not Erase the Face. That's a 13 for 3 though. Play Frightmare only if an illusionist attack action card you control have been destroyed. Okay, well, Christmas Land is something. Oh, I just scratched a card. I was worried if it was a cool foil or something, but no, it's nope. So yeah, so what is your feeling like being objective? And I'm talking about people who have been playing for a long time. Do you still feel it's fresh? I guess I play Magic for almost 30 years now, since the beginning, and it was not always fresh. There is a lot of power down and power up. It's kind of hard to do something. It's just I feel it's lacking some knobs. The fact that you don't have a board is something great, but it means that you have much less freedom in how a developer can make cards. Alright, the box is almost finished, and still no marble, no cold foil. That's pretty depressing. That is pretty depressing. So how many marbles did you get in average per box? Can you type below? Because I still don't get a single one, and I'm not the luckiest man in the world when I crack packs, especially when I do it on video, but I'm just curious. Or maybe I'm just missing them and they are all hidden here, but pretty sure they are. I mean, I don't know where they are, but I would assume they are at the end because I got a cold foil before. Or they would be like in the rare spot or the foil spot. Hey, give me something. Oh my god, what a shitty pack. Oh my. See, like, if at least I forgot what was the card. Maybe this was a cold foil. That was better. Because I think we're gonna hit nothing. Nope. Alright, you ready, guys? This is the last pack. Oh, come on. Really? Alright. No cold foil. No marble. A bunch of food for the hamster. But how many Majestic we got? 3, 6, 9, 10 Majestic. I know there is one for rare here. 1, so 9 Majestic. No, 8 Majestic. Yeah. So, yeah. But this is most likely my luck, so I'm not going to blame LSS for that. So you know what? Let's look at the second box. And you know what? I never take them out of the box. I don't know how you guys do, but I like to take the booster out of the box. And let me know if you know, I made a video on Hero Academia. I still have some box here to crack of Hero Academia. You know, and I'm gonna do a lot of more Kickstarter project review and some other stuff. But let me know, you know, what do you think about Hero Academia? I found the game pretty interesting. I would like to play in some events. They have some online. It's just like, because I'm in Europe, it's really hard because they are always very late for me. But the system is actually it's quite similar to Flesh and Blood. You refresh your hand. Just gonna show. Probably don't care, but if you watch along in the video, this is how many cards you draw in your hand at the beginning of the turn. It's not at the end, it's at the beginning. And you do some attacks and you block with cards. So any card can block. So it's, you know, it's very similar. You can go, you can go large or you can go tall. But yeah, I need to say something. So the art of Flesh and Blood is superb. And what I do like is that even the commons are great. When I was playing, you know, at a higher level of Magic, you know, with PTQ and just doing horrible at PTs and stuff like that. We used to say, if you don't know if a card is good, when a new set is released, just look at the art. If the art is good, most likely it must be a good card. I do like this card though. It's very explosive. Oh, this looks nice. But yeah, yeah, I'm really putting nothing. I'm putting nothing and it's hard. So yeah, let me know if you want to learn more about My Hero Academia. Something more worth mentioning, and because, you know, I'm putting nothing, so I'm gonna just chat. It's extremely hard for any card game to be distributed in a card store. So, you know, I'm always kind of against direct distribution, direct sales of a card game or any kind of collectible for that sake, because it doesn't build a community, no tournament and stuff like that, you know. But I'm seeing, like, because I arrive in a new country, I go to several card shops. It's so hard for a card shop to just gamble on a new game because they're gonna have some big stock. So what do? Well, they stick with the big games, or, you know, they do things with big license. So like Dragon Ball, Final Fantasy, Hero Academia, they're always gonna have somebody that's gonna buy something. But the quality of the game, like, as a store owner, would you want to invest in a game that looks good if you think nobody gonna buy it? Because you have to be I mean, I think a lot of people have the wrong idea. A game will succeed mainly because people buy cards. I mean, buy booster boxes and stuff like that. So this is gorgeous. And at the beginning, at least, people will never buy booster box in a shop because, hey, it seems like that's a good card game. No, like, either you have to have a huge incentive, and that's kind of what MetaZoo is pushing now with those tournaments that have a lot of money, or the art need to be really amazing, and then it attract collectors, or there must be some big license behind, and then therefore you are sure you're gonna sell them. But like, I'm seeing, like, even stores are still reluctant to distribute Flesh and Blood. You see few stores that actually sell Flesh and Blood, I mean, in percentages. And a game like Genesis, which I think is really awesome, at best you see like one box here and there. The store doesn't really want to have tournament, and they don't want to have much more because they don't want to have dead stock. Dead stock will kill the shop. Not everybody is like Rudy and can afford to have tons of boxes in their storage. So what happened is like anybody who is trying to make a new card game, well, the best shot they have is to have what I would call like their fortress of solitude, a store with who they work and where they can develop a special relationship and do tournaments and have people play. But the average shop will never ever buy more than maybe what, $1-2 of a new game, and most likely they will not even do it. And we are not even talking about the Japanese market, which is a huge market, but all those new games are usually made in US or in Canada, and therefore, they never really translate in the worldwide market. So, as good as a game is, it's going to be tremendously difficult to be distributed in a shop. I'm not talking about having a deal with a distributor. This is not too difficult. But I actually have shop buying boxes, being sure that it will sell. This takes a lot of work from the community, and you need to be sure there is at least like 8 players. I mean, a shop will not just, I'm gonna order like 6 boxes of this to make somebody happy. No, it's an investment for them. Like it costs money, and if it doesn't work, it can be extremely difficult for the shops. It's much easier to get board games for a shop, even if they don't sell, because you can just get like 1 or 2, or you can do some pre-orders before it's distributed. But the whole TCG system now make it extremely difficult to. You can't really pre-order things when you're a shop. So yeah, I was just saying that, like, don't fool yourself. I'm talking about a lot of Kickstarter projects, a lot of new games, and even a game that is so developed, so good, and with a community like Genesis. It's shops still don't want to sell it much. There's very few shops. So if you see a newcomer, let's say Cryptid. Cryptid is an amazing game. I think Tano is very smart. There is a good marketing and stuff like that. If you want to take, let's say, a shop, a random shop, being in US or in Germany, whatever, it's going to take a huge leap of faith for them to actually buy something. And therefore there will be no, and even if they buy 1 box or 10 box, do you really think it's going to create players? And that's going to, create more players that want to play the game and therefore more sell? No, that's not going to happen. Uprising. So yeah, so we really have to give credit to Flesh and Blood. It took them, it took James White so much work to push, and that's the only way. You need to have an amazing tournament system that really make people want to play the game, and you need to have the game interesting enough so that people play the game. And you have to give me some cold foil, please. Marvel. So yeah, like, I think even the best Kickstarter or the best new game right now that could be released gonna have a lot of issue to be distributed. And Hero Academia is being distributed because, you can treat it just as a collectible. Like, there are a lot of fans. Like when I was a kid, or even now, like a couple of weeks ago, I bought some Mario cards. If you accept that that's how they look. Not my first Marvel. That's a rare. That's not like the best one. You see, make me happy. And it took me $5 to get one, but pretty cool indeed. Yeah, this is great. I wish I had more, but I can't complain because I think it's just my luck. But nonetheless, don't spend tens of thousands of sample card or whatever. The game, there is 95 or 99% chance that those games never gonna be sold in a store, except if they have a big license. And even if they have a big license like Final Fantasy, this doesn't really last that long. And so, just be realistic on your expectation. If you have 10,000 to spend on a card, get a Black Lotus or some Alpha card or, something relevant. I mean, you do whatever you want with your money. That's just my 2 cents here. You can't. I mean, it's a huge leap of faith to say, oh, this game is great. It's gonna be the new Magic. It can be the new Magic in terms of design, in terms of the game itself. But before it became to this stage in sale, there is so many roadblocks in terms of the store wanting to sell it, in terms of marketing, that at the end there is maybe 0.1% that a game become something, strong. And also there is the fact that the store can't have too many games. Most of stores also don't have more than 2 or 3 tournaments per week. So, they have to choose 3 games. Some stores are really huge and they can do more, but I would advise either you get cards because they look cool and you trade them like, I don't know, as collectible, like in French we had Panini or like, tops. It's okay if you never play with your card. It's okay to get cards because they look cool and for your collection. There is nothing wrong. A lot of people get Pokemon cards just for that. You don't need to say, oh yeah, but the game design is awesome. So if it's not awesome, it's still okay to just want those cards because they look good. But don't tell yourself, oh, they look good, they're gonna be worth $1 million. It's never gonna happen. Flesh and Blood was special because James was unique. And I believe maybe Tanner might be like that. We'll see. But still, like it's gonna be so hard for store to actually start selling things. So, just be realistic in your expectation. Just be serious about your budget. I like to stick with a budget every month, and let's say you say, okay, I will spend $100 or $300 every month. Don't say, oh, that's not going to be the next big thing and I'm going to spend like $2,000 and then, I will spend nothing later. This doesn't work. I mean, I don't like to assume that you buy, Kickstarter or whatever as an investment. I mean, I don't really appreciate the idea of just flipping things, but I do appreciate the idea of wanting to have something or even the FOMO. It's just, I have this concept and I had it for many, many years. If I buy something, I don't expect it to be worth anything later. If I buy something collectible thinking. So I don't have any surprise. I mean, like, maybe Power 9 or like Reserve List for Magic, I could see as investment, but everything else, no. And when I bought my Black Lotus, I was deciding on how much I'm okay to pay for it, based on how much it was making me happy, And I think that's a good way of seeing things, because, I think I spend like $5,000 on it, and it make me happy like something that is $5,000. And if after it was nothing, well, c'est la vie. But don't buy something $1,000 expecting it's gonna be $2,000. I mean, defeat yourself, feel free to do it. But I always like to just think, how much does it make me happy to have it? Like, if I was telling you, this card, there is only one in the world, it's gonna be worth $10,000. But just having it, it doesn't relate to any of my emotion. It doesn't make me happy. So I would most likely not do it. I mean, I will certainly not do it. Ooh! Oh, but that's a good call for this. I mean, that's a common, but that's of a good card. For the FaB player out there, I mean, it's good because, you know, I can buy air on because, what's his name? Viscera is a big boy now. So yeah, about like the living legend status, I think it's cool. And I don't think a rotation would help at all. I think a rotation in Flesh and Blood would not make the aggressive deck less strong. I think it would be even worse. Because now we still have, you know, Bravo out there and things like that. No, I think the only way to kind of add a dimension to Flesh and Blood is to push defensive deck. So that there is, you know, something else. Alright, our last shot. Nope. Alright, so in this case, I got one marble and 2 cold foil. So it's actually pretty shitty and it's a rare marble, but I got 1 legendary, but just a rainbow one, just to show you the hits, because I know a lot of people just go directly to the end to look at the hit. We got this cold foil, and we got this marble. We got a bunch of majestic. That's actually pretty expensive, but we didn't get any Razor Face. We got an extended art. The other box was really bad. I mean, we got 2 foil majestic. But like, this is Frightmare is garbage, and so is pretty good though. So yeah, really, the pool was really bad, but I think it was good for all of us to chat. Last thing, if you just start Flesh and Blood, I think it's very difficult. I still love those Ira decks, and I would really push toward having more Ira decks out there. But hopefully you like this video. I don't know if I will craft more box because I've got no luck. But if you want me to craft more box of Flesh and Blood, you let me know. Most likely next time I'm going to crack some My Hero Academia and then some Legends Reels that were. And, you know, there are a lot of game Polywog and stuff coming. But thanks a lot for watching. I wish you all a very nice summer. Bye, guys.